Welcome everyone to this exciting interview segment. Today we have the pleasure of sitting down with Justin Gaston, lead of the Great American Family movie God's Country Song. Justin takes on the role of Noah. Join us as we delve into Justin's insights into his character and the challenges of filming this movie. Thank you for being here, Justin.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Pleasure to talk to you.
Great. So, can you tell us a little bit about your character in God's Country Song?
Sure. Yeah. So I play I play Noah Bryan, who is an aspiring country artist, and um, he comes from a small family on a farm, and he leaves home early to go pursue his dreams of being a country artist, and he has some family tragedy, and it causes a rift in his family, and so he's kind of in this between a rock and a hard place of wanting to pursue his dreams, but feeling pulled back to what he feels called to go back and be with his family. So he's in between these two things that he feels like God's calling him to do, and he's struggling with addiction and self-worth issues, I would say. And so it's kind of about him finding out he's a father, and that sort of like wrecking his world. I would say I mean that in a good way, but I don't think he knows that at the time. But sort of this sort of brick wall that he runs into, that in the best way possible he is allowed to reevaluate what's important and why he's pursuing these things, and ultimately restoring his relationship with his family and with God.
Great.
That's
And
the
what,
long-winded version.
and what initially attracted you to your role in the movie?
Um, I'm a sucker for any musical role, obviously.
Yeah.
I love music, and I love singing, and I love country music. So it was kind of everything wrapped into one. I got to act and create this character, or help create this character, with Johnny Remo, and Dan, the writer, and it's just really, really fun. A lot of the reason that a role like this is so fun is, it's on paper and you read it, but then you get to go in the studio. I got to go in the studio with Andy and Melissa Sheridan, who did all the music, and you really get to start to create this character, or we did, from the music up. So it's kind of like, who is this guy musically? Which is also interesting, and we can digress, and like, who is he musically, and is this truly him, or is this sort of a character that he's created of himself? Um, and then who is Noah Bryan at his core? And so it's just really, I mean, I actually just watched a documentary on musicians last night, and it's so interesting because a lot of times, they can be so insecure and just be a totally shy person, but then they go on stage and it's sort of like acting. They just put it out there. So that was sort of fun to decide who Noah was, not only as a musician but as a human being.
Great. And what do you think makes this movie so special and captivating?
I think a lot of things do. It's very beautifully shot. Our DP Kevin just did a phenomenal job, and his entire team did a great job. It's so visually stunning. So it's just fun to watch. The music, like I said, Melissa and Andy Sheridan did a phenomenal job on the music. My girls all the time. I have two daughters, Olivia and Sophie, and they just love the music. They always want to listen to it. So I think that's just, I think it's a great movie also because my kids can watch it, and that's one of the things I love about Pure Flix and Great American Family, is that these are movies that we can watch as a family, and that's very important to Melissa, my wife, and me. Uh, just because we want to, well, especially as an actor, like I want to be doing things that I can watch, that my kids can watch. I mean, a true testament to not only is it good because it can captivate an adult and a child, but also like I just think those are, I don't know, that's, I want them to be able to see this movie. And kind of to your point, like I think it's special because they're getting to see um, life messy. Life is messy, um, but through that, you know, your family is the most important thing, and above that, God, and then God's redemptive nature, and that He's always there waiting for us to turn back to Him, and that's sort of where Noah finds himself, is like God, sort of just waiting, like the prodigal son story. He's just waiting for the son to come home, and so it's just a beautiful story. And I think that, I mean, that story's thousands of years old, and it's still captivating, and it will always be captivating because that's God's love for us, and it's just beautiful.
Amazing. And what was it like working with the rest of the cast and crew on set?
It was a really really fun movie. You know, Mariel Hemingway and John Laughlin, who played my dad, were really fun, and we got along really well. And it was just very easy. We formed a bond very quickly, and so that just made it really nice and really easy to film. Even though a lot of my scenes with John were very confrontational and very hard emotionally, it was just very easy to believe that he was my father because we were able to form a relationship very quickly. And then Justine, who played Leanne, was great. She did a great job, and obviously JJ, who played my son, stole the show. He's a great little actor, and especially having, I think he and Olivia, my daughter, are around the same age, so very impressive to see the way he carried himself, and just the way he stepped up to the plate, and just I thought he did a phenomenal job. And um yeah, it was we had a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun making the movie.
Great. And what can you tease about your character journey?
Sorry, can you say that one more time?
What can you tease about your character journey?
What can I tease about it without giving the movie away?
Yes.
That's a tough. I'm bad about that. I feel like I always give the movie away. um I think sort of what I was saying is, um, and I can really relate to Noah because I left home. I left home at 17, and went to New York and LA and Nashville. Was kind of all over, and just pursuing the entertainment industry. And so I really related to this character Noah a lot. And I think the overall arc of Noah is, I don't want to say like finding himself, but I think like finding himself through his finding God. I think like I think that he realizes that God, it's hard. It's hard. Like God puts something on your heart, like, and you're in this sort of push and pull of like, I feel like I should pursue this thing, but also like there's my family and my responsibilities. And so where do I fit, and like sort of trying to find your place. And I feel like it was almost like he just needed to come back to center and like come back to God and his family, so that when he pursued what God had put on his heart, when he had gone for the music, like he was doing it with pure intentions and motives. And there's also just something humbling about getting older. And so I'm trying um to kind of what he goes through, but I really think like really he just needed time. And and also having a kid will humble you really really quickly, in a really good way. And I mean, at least for me and my children, like it really just puts life into perspective. And you do everything differently for different reasons. And at least for me, like I want to maximize the amount of time I spend with my children, especially now because I know them being in our house is such a finite amount of time. Um, so yeah.
Amazing. And what was your favorite scene or moment while filming the movie?
Favorite scene in the movie. Uh there was a lot of fun scenes. I think filming the music was probably a lot of fun. They got this local band. We filmed in Arkansas, and it was a couple guys there that were in college, and they were a lot of fun. So we got to, we would just play, and they weren't actors, they were just musicians, which is fun because they just wanted to play music, and so it was fun for me. Like we would just kind of jam for a little bit and play. So that was a lot of fun, and just again like sort of getting to create that alter ego of who Noah Bryan was and just sort of live in that moment was fun. Oddly enough, the fight, there is a fight scene, and that was a lot of fun. It was challenging, but and I definitely got a little hurt. Uh, but that was fun. But my youngest daughter can't watch that. It makes her sad. But my older daughter's fine. She's okay.
Great. So,
Yeah.
change of subject. What have been some of the most memorable projects you have worked on throughout your career and why?
Mm. Well, so the first movie I ever did was called Escapee, and I that's where I met my wife Melissa. So that's probably going to always be my all-time favorite project. Just we ended up Faith Faith Ford and her husband Campion. Um, she was Faith was on Murphy Brown and a lot of other things, but she actually went to the same high school I went to in Louisiana, and so she did a film in my hometown, and this was the film I met my wife on. But I mean, it was that's the most fun I've probably ever had on a film, obviously because I was filming but falling in love, and so yeah, that. And then um I mean, honestly, this movie was one of the more challenging as an actor. um there's a lot of heavy scenes in this movie, and but and they're all, like I said, life's hard. And so I think it's I love that this film doesn't shy away from real life. Which a lot of times we can try to do when we're trying to tell a message of God, unfortunately, because if you read the Bible, it's all over the place. I mean, it's just a lot of it's human history, so it's brutal and heartbreaking and beautiful. But I think this movie did a really good job of living in reality, um, and telling a story of the redemptive nature of who God is. Um, I'm working on, again. I'm probably not, but working on Young and the Restless with my wife was really fun. I filled in for her co-star for a couple of weeks, and I don't. It's just like, I mean, we're married, so we love each other, so it's just fun. Like we just have fun together. Like we laugh a lot together. So anytime she and I get to work together, it's a lot of fun. So yeah.
Great. So, at the shows, we are big fans of Christmas
Uh,
rom-coms. What
Christmas.
is,
Oh yeah.
yeah, what is your all-time favorite?
Christmas.
Christmas movies or Christmas rom-coms?
Oh man, that I love Christmas movies. Um, Off the top of my head, I'm trying to. I mean, Just Friends comes up. But some people say that's not a Christmas movie. I think it's a Christmas movie. Um, oh my goodness. I mean, we always watch It's a Wonderful Life. We always watch. The girls like Miracle on 34th Street. They watch that a lot. I'm trying to think. Wait, what's your favorite? Let me hear because I'm like blanking. Oh, Home Alone. Sorry, Home Alone. Like
Right?
all the like the National Lampoons. I don't know why my brain stopped for a second, but yeah. Obviously Home Alone. Yeah.
Great. So the last question, can you tease something about your next projects?
Um, yeah. So right now I'm working on some music. I'm actually about to release a song called "Thank You" with Emily Reeves, who we've done some music in the past, and I worked with her mom Missy on Days of Our Lives, and her. I mean, I'm actually friends with her parents too, Scott Reeves. Well, I guess she's Emily Smith now, but sorry, but yeah, we're about to. She's actually coming over tomorrow. We're gonna finish that song up, and it's pretty much done. But do the pictures for that, and yeah, I'm really excited about that song. It's a Christian song, and it's kind of like a worship song, but if you made that like with a lot of country elements and like a little more folky. So I'm really excited about it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So this is it. Make sure to watch the movie God's Country Song on Saturday, August 10th on Great American Family.
Mm-hmm. Thank
And thank you, Justin, to join us.
you so much for having me.
Great. And thank you all for watching. Bye.
Bye.